Did you go to high school?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
No.
Okay, what school?
I went to Doug.
Man, shout out Doug, man.
Freshman Douglas.
Yes, sir. And so, what grade? What was the highest grade you got to?
11th.
Why'd you drop out?
Well, at that time, my dad had came back into my life and got clean, and I was staying with him and his new wife. They still together. She my stepmama, but at that time, I don't think she pretty much liked me that much, and Dad didn't leave his family. He didn't leave his new family, and he dropped me off at my Uncle Larry's house in the West End. And my Uncle Larry said, you don't have to go to school, but you're gonna have to pay some bills if you don't. And I chose to get a job.
Damn. And so where was your mom and your stepdad at this point? Why couldn't they come back in? And...
At that time, my mom had done.
What's up, YouTube? Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Listen, if you want to support the channel financially, hit the super thanks button. Any amount is much appreciated. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got my man out here today. How you doing today, man?
I'm fairly well.
All right, all right. So are you homeless?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
Okay. And so how old are you?
42.
42. Hey, man, you look great for 42, man.
Lord have mercy.
All right, man. And so, how long have you been homeless?
On and off, man, since I was about 23.
On and off for 19 years?
Yeah, and, not like consistently.
Right. So let me ask, when was the last time you had a roof over your head?
Pretty much in March. I be checking in the hotels and stuff.
Okay. And so how long was that for?
Well, March was the end.
Okay. And when did it start?
Around January sometime.
Okay. So about 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
You was in the hotel. And so why were you able to afford that then, but not now?
Well, number one, I was working with this cat. I was working with this guy moving furniture. Excuse me, I just had to blow a kiss at that carton.
Okay.
But no, I was working with this guy moving furniture, man, and had a little consistent source of income.
Okay. Okay. So basically you was working. You had a little gig and,
Yeah.
you was doing that. And so why did that gig stop?
Me and old boy fell out, man, and
What'd y'all fall out about?
well, he said I kept being late.
Were you?
I was late a couple of times, but I felt like he owed me a mulligan because a couple of times he was supposed to pick me up. I stood out there and he was late. But it is what it is.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any kids?
Nah.
Why did that draw that emotion out of you?
It's just something I always wanted. It just never happened. You feel me?
Was there an incident or something that occurred surrounding you having kids?
No, make no mistake about it. I still think I can. It's just, I had 2 abortions, one when I was 23 and one when I was 28. And my last few relationships, they been birth control, tube ties, stuff like that. So.
When was the last relationship that you had?
The last relationship I had is the reason why I had to revisit this situation.
Tell me about it.
Of course I don't have children, but she had 4 children. I took care of the children like they were mine. And I guess she didn't agree. I don't know why. To the day, she took her children back. She took the family back. I lost a lot of money.
How long were y'all together?
Like 4.5 years.
And so what happened after 4.5 years? Did y'all have a house together, an apartment? Where were y'all living?
Well, actually, when I met her, she was staying with her mother, and I was staying in the lodge on 14th Industrial. And we decided to go in on an apartment together. We went in on the apartment. We got in on the apartment at 7 Courts, and I had not known that she had an application in with Carver Home, government assisted apartments. And I say all this because I never forget the day she asked me when she told me, Carver Home accepted me to the apartments. You want to move over there? And I did not want to move over there from my prior experience with women in government-assisted apartments.
Right. As far as what, being kicked out?
Yeah, your name not being on the lease.
I get it.
You know what I mean? You're not being able to actually be a free man. You got to
be a man in your home.
Yeah.
You gotta tuck your tail and be at the whim of her and the government and everybody else. I get it. Okay, and so, but what happened? What happened after 4.5 years? Why did y'all break up?
Lord have mercy, to the day I don't know.
Was there any cheating?
And you know what? I never cheated on her. Never. I pride myself on.
Did she cheat on you?
I don't know. I never cheated on her. I was working for myself, but I was making more money than she was. I brought the money home. I took care of the children.
How old was the oldest kid when y'all first started dating?
Let me see, Quint, man. When we first started, Quint had to be about 18 or 19.
So, okay, so he was already kind of, about to be grown, basically.
Yeah.
And so what about the other kids? How young was the youngest?
Oh, man. Treasure, that supposed to be my little girl, but at the time when I met her, put it like this, she should be a junior or a senior right now in high school. But when I met her, she was like
middle school age?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right, man. And so did they all have the same dad, or how many different dads were there?
She had 2 different baby dads.
Were they involved?
No. I only heard from one throughout the 4 years. I heard from one and that was Quint's father, the oldest one, where he was actually on speakerphone talking to her about Quint being in college. You know what I mean? He was going to college. He was a star football player in high school. He was going to college. And they was just basically going through the how he gonna do this, I never heard from.
Beyond that? Okay.
The last 3, they had a father in New York, and from my understanding, he didn't want nothing to do with them at the time. And toward the end of the relationship, she ended up shitting on me to the point where she held him up more higher than me, and I was the one putting out.
How was that? I mean, what type of stuff was she doing that exemplifies her putting him over you?
Example. If she called me a broke ass nigga, right? And I say, well, shit, you need to call your baby dad. You know what I'm saying? Put him on child support. I ain't gonna never, you know what I'm saying? He would have never did that like this, I ain't gonna put him on child support, but the man not around and don't go on broke, breaking butt on my ass trying to.
Well, I mean, and so do you regret that? I mean, because looking back on it, he had the kids with her.
Yeah.
So he got the legacy, okay? And was he financially helping her?
If he was, she never said nothing about it. We were struggling like hell, man.
So you don't know if he was helping or not?
I very much doubt it.
So you highly doubt that he was helping.
I mean, not to down him.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about the burden that was on you. Because if he wasn't helping, that means that someone had to fill that in. And so that's what I'm asking. Like, do you regret that? Looking back on it, like if you could tell a younger guy that's in your situation, that was in that same situation, he likes a lady. Was she good looking?
She wasn't the best looking lady I had, but she was the best looking African featured lady I had. I mean, she was, I think, in my eyes, beauty the eyes of the beholder.
So you saying her body was banging?
She didn't have the best body. You know what I mean?
Okay. So bottom line is though, you was into her. And so
I loved that lady.
And so if you
see that? That broken heart.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
She put that there.
Hey, man, I get it, man. I get it. If you could give advice to the young guys, what would that advice be? That's in the same similar situation. They just met a young lady.
Families.
Yeah, they got a ready-made family, this, that, and the third. You know, it's a financial struggle. What advice would you give to the younger guys out there?
One thing that situation taught me was, I went to this cat past because he walked by the day with a nasty attitude. But no, one thing that situation taught me was that I can actually do the right thing that I feel like God wanted me to do. Because
I asked what it taught you. I asked what advice would you give to the young guys?
I mean, no, that was gonna lead into your
Okay,
answer.
okay, my bad, man. Go ahead.
I would never know that I could follow with advice.
I see it makes you emotional, man.
Yeah, man, because I don't want to.
Well, I guess let me ask this:
Because I had a stepfather.
Do you regret doing that, or you don't regret it?
I'm 50-50, man. I'm 50-50, man.
I feel you. Look, hey, listen. What's understood ain't gotta be explained.
But
Trust
the children turned against me. I won't say go with your heart. I want to tell the young cats go with your better judgment. Only thing I can actually tell a man, pray on it. You know, and if you really got a loving for this lady and her children, and assess the situation, are you really ready to actually give up your money, time, love to a family
that you may not end up
it could be
reaping the benefits in the end in the long run?
Investments you ever made.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? Do you have X amount of
So
dollars?
listen, let me kind of put a pin there. I never asked from the beginning. So where you from, man?
Yeah, Georgia.
Man, shout out ATL, man. Definitely shout out Atlanta. What part, man?
Well, I say West End.
Okay, so that's like a few minutes not far from here, man. So, all right, man. And so growing up here in Atlanta, did you have both your mom and your dad in the household?
Up until I was about 8.
8? And then at some point you say you had a stepdad?
Rest in peace. Yeah, Melvin, man. He was the main reason why I took that family on. Because he didn't run Melvin, my stepfather. Rest in peace. He came into my life when my mama was a recovering addict. And he never left us because we was not his. My dad wasn't nowhere around. So he set the tone for me, yeah.
And so you say he passed when you was 8?
No, Melvin passed about 3 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear about that, man. My condolences about that.
Yeah.
So you feel like he set a good example for you, for what a good stepdad, for what a stepdad can be, coming into a situation and kind of playing the hero. I guess unfortunately, man, our culture has shifted to where nobody sees the stepdad as the hero anymore, and you only really kind of get from what I've seen, the shit end of the stick. I haven't seen too many great stepdad situations, to be honest.
You don't get no money back. You don't get no pat on the back. And
the kids oftentimes don't necessarily like the feeling, the emotion that you have towards your stepdad. I don't see a lot of kids these days feeling that way about their stepdads.
They are not your children. You have to emotionally detach yourself from some people that you had to
become in love with.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that's rough, man. That's rough. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So growing up, you know, would you say you had a fairly normal childhood?
Pretty much. I'm not gonna say it was rougher than the next man, cause I grew up in the projects of Atlanta.
I dig it. So let me ask, did you go to high school?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
No.
Okay, what school?
I went to Doug.
Man, shout out Doug, man.
Freshman Doug.
Yes, sir. And so, what grade? What was the highest grade you got to?
11th.
Why'd you drop out?
Well, at that time, my dad had came back into my life and got clean, and I was staying with him and his new wife. They still together. She my stepmama, but at that time, I don't think she pretty much liked me that much. And Dad didn't leave his family. He didn't leave his new family, and he dropped me off at my Uncle Larry's house in the West End. And my Uncle Larry said, you don't have to go to school, but you're going to have to pay some bills if you don't. And I chose to get a job.
Yeah. And so where was your mom and your stepdad at this point? Why couldn't they come back in? And
At that time, my mom had ran my stepdad away. Ran him away. Me and my mom not that close. I was with my father because she sent me to him. She said that I was a detriment to her recovery. She sent me to my dad.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, I see you got some military gear here. Were you ever in the military?
No, man. I just love camouflage. I got this from a moving job 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And if he had not offered that bag, I'd have walked off because he lied about the job description. But he offered that bag, and I figured, hell, I get the job done in 3 hours.
All right, man. And so, I mean, so at this point, we've kind of been, in this position several times throughout our adulthood. What are we doing at this point to try to gain some stability, get off the streets?
I'm gonna tell you, you met me today because today is like, man, fuck that, I gotta fall back because I run so hard. What am I doing? I chose not to get a job after I lost my job with Amway. I said I never put my well-being in corporate American hand again. So I put that onus on me to go out here and work and make something happen. It's not really happening.
Well, I mean, so would you reconsider your decision?
Job?
Yeah, like, come on, man. What do you like? You can't be too prideful. If you had an idea, it didn't work. Sometimes you gotta be able to put your pride and ego aside and say, okay,
I know you're so right.
Let me reset.
I still feel like I can make it though.
You can, but here's the thing: you're gonna have to do both. I tell people this all the time. You're gonna have to have your regular job, and you're gonna have to do whatever it is that you feel is that extra thing, that extra income, that passion project, or whatever it is. You're gonna have to do both.
I kind of feel that way too.
Well, I mean, you know that that's the truth. That's why you feel that way, and it's just your ego and your pride that doesn't want to admit that you was wrong. But you got to get past that.
Well, I actually I don't have a problem getting work sometimes. This whole little homeless situation, damn, it broke me down. I'm just really trying to rebuild myself on the inside.
Absolutely, man. Listen, man. I get it. I get it. When that mental gets broken down, everything else is a wrap. And so I'll say this, man. Sometimes even just getting that spark, or even just having this conversation right here, man, could just be what it takes to kind of say, okay, you know what? You're right. Let me look in the mirror. Let me get myself together. Let me go get a job, and let me put one foot in front of the other and go from there. Because you could either have 6 months of progress 6 months from now, or you could have 6 months of excuses.
I agree.
You're 42, you're able-bodied, you look like you can pretty much do anything, and you got still a lot of life to live, man. So, put one foot in front of the other, man.
I ain't got no children.
And you still got time for that, man. You listen, anything can change in a year's time. A year from now, you could be in a totally different position. And the way that we work as men, you can still have babies.
I know, man.
You can still have babies. So
I think I would never been homeless had I had a little bit. I don't know. But I think you are right though. So that's why I went and got my Social Security application today because I don't have my Social Security card. I got to go to the office because I've been like, man, you going to hit the clock again.
Absolutely, and just go hard.
Yeah.
Hit the clock, go hard, and then when you're off the clock, go hard. And then get you a little bit of sleep that you need, and just do that. Stay in that lane, stay in that tunnel until you see the light.
Hey man, I ain't mean to do all that crying, cause I swear to God.
Man, listen, man, come on now. Come on, black man.
Yeah.
Don't you dare Don't you dare apologize for showing your emotions. This society teaches us that we're supposed to hold our emotions, but show your emotions. We have every right to the emotions that everybody else does. So don't be ashamed about that. All right, man. All right, well, listen, man. We really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions. If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? You have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Yeah.
What you got, man?
So, I be trying not to go in my head about certain shit. Cause this shit fucks my head up.
I get it, man, but listen, start from where you're at. Start from where you're at and go forward. If look back only to learn the lessons, not to beat yourself up. Look back to learn the lessons, not to beat yourself up. Learn the lesson, but do not weigh heavy on yourself. Right now, focus on getting in that tunnel.
Whoa. I write a book called Inside the Mouth of the Lion. It's a poetry book, but I'm gonna put it in my phone today.
What's your Cash App, man? So we can go ahead and get these folks to see if they want to help you out, man.
Yeah, $ blakjimmyblaxton.
How you spell that?
BLAKJIMMYBLAXTON. blakjimmyblaxton.
Okay.
blakjimmyblaxton. That's my music name, man. You know, I be doing music.
Okay, what kind of music?
Well, I got a motto like I don't do rap music, I bring music to rap.
Okay,
So,
I can dig it. Nah, listen, I understood that as soon as you said it, man. I understood that as soon as you said it. All right, man, well, listen, like I say, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions. And hey, man, we wish you nothing but the best out here, all right?
Hey, man, I wish you the best too, man.
My guy.
And you gotta shine on you for me to talk to you, because I clam up immediately on a lot of people who do the same thing.
I got a kind of way of drawing things out of folks sometimes,
man. You got a great aura, man. A-U-R-A.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. All right, man. Have a good one, all right?
You do the same, please.
My guy.